You ready to do the show?
I think I'm ready to do the show.
Let's do the show.
Let's do the show.
Bands you've heard of.
Hello and welcome to Bands You've Never Heard Of. I'm JR.
And I'm Gary.
And we are here to introduce you to bands you've never heard of, hence the title. And tonight is no exception. I've got a hard rock band, but I'm not sure where they're from. I don't know much about them because they don't say much about themselves. So all signs point to this being a fairly efficient episode. I do have them lined up for an interview. So the latter part of this show will be an interview with the band, but I am unsure how that's going to go, and you will see why once I introduce you to the band.
Well, that's interesting. Well, it'll make my job a lot easier getting them onto the website.
I'm so glad you said that, Gary, because that's where I actually want to start. Before we get to tonight's band, let's take a look at all of the work you have been doing on
I've been a busy little beaver.
binehopod.com. And so I'm just going to surf on over to binehopod.com, and we're going to take a look at bands you've never heard of, the website. Gary has recently updated all of it. So there's now separate pages for each of the bands and episodes that we have featured on this show. So if you want to go learn more about, I don't know, let's say Cowboy Destroy, there's a link to the episode on YouTube, links to the band, whole bunch of cool links down here. You can get to all the stuff we mention in each episode, and there's a separate page for each band.
Except for Crab Claw and
well,
actually go to Crab Claw because that was an interesting one.
Yeah, that was
because that was two, Crab Claw and DB O'Reilly.
That's right. One episode we featured two because that's one of the classic episodes from the old show that we replayed on the new show here. So,
and speaking of not having much online, that would be Crab Claw.
Right. Yeah, they don't. Yeah, exactly. But they were a lot of fun. They are on the playlist, the official Bands You've Never Heard Of complete playlist, which is
all you have to do. It's at the bottom of everything. Yeah.
It's right here. There's a link to the playlist. Go there, subscribe to it, follow it, and listen to some great music. All the cool stuff about Bine Pod is here, including
the most important page.
You know, we are an independent podcast. We do all of this ourselves. I do all of the recording and the editing and the finding of the bands. Gary sits back, relaxes, and listens to what I have to introduce to him with each new band. But he also does the whole website thing and has figured out how to get merch. I don't even know how to do that, but he's got T-shirts you can buy. If you want to support the podcast, there's a few things you can do. Follow us, like us, subscribe to us, whatever platform allows you to, your favorite platform allows you to do. Definitely on YouTube if you're watching the videos, but also go here, buy a shirt. It's I think we're both sporting the shirt tonight. So
yeah, that's a first.
binehopod.com.
And if you've already bought the shirt and just want to support us, you can go over to support Binehopod. Because a lot of people, they do their Patreon or they do this or that. We have it built into the website, so we don't have to go through any other corporate gatekeeper. That's our whole, at least my part of it is, I'm really tired of corporate gatekeepers, and so just go straight to us. That way, we're not giving a bunch of money out from your donation to just some random corporate CEO to buy a new yacht.
And this show currently is sponsor free. There's no ad breaks on this show. If it ever gets to the point where we do have sponsors and ads and stuff, maybe at that point we will have like an ad free tier where you can donate and get that, but that's not necessary yet. So if you want to keep that unnecessary, donate here and maybe there'll never be ads on the show. I would love that.
That would be awesome. Although I do like doing those little ads. We did those for a while. They were kind of fun, but I'd rather not. I'd rather just have it free or listener supported.
So remember, In fact, let's go to the page while we're talking about it. Remember this band, The Reckless?
Mm-hmm.
It's been a few episodes now, but when we talked to them, we got a recommendation from them for another band, which we featured on the last episode, the Anti-Groupies. Fantastic girl band from Long Beach, California, which The Reckless recommended. Well, tonight's band also stems from that. I went searching on the people also listen to bands for The Reckless, and one of the first bands I checked out, instantly I fell in love with their look, their aesthetic, their music, their whole thing, and especially their band bio and all of that, which I will share with you here momentarily. So this is three bands that we ended up featuring on this show as a result of HGD Media reaching out to us to feature The Reckless. We got The Reckless, the Anti-Groupies, and tonight's band.
But we should also bring up that they came in, The Reckless came in through our website.
Through the Contact Us page on binehopod.com. If you've got a band you want us to feature on the show, it doesn't guarantee we will. At some point, once this show really gets some legs, there might be so many submissions we can't feature them all. But for now, we're featuring a lot. So send us your band recommendations. If it's your band or a band you know of, either way, send it to us, and we'll do some research. We'll check them out, and if they're right for the show, they'll be on the show at some point. All right, tonight's band, Inside the Trojan Horse. This is their website. That's where we will start.
All right, so I'm very happy from the get-go.
What makes you happy about this image?
I just like the aesthetic of it. It's I mean, from this image, I would give that they are somewhat dark.
Yeah.
And I can't really tell if they're dark and fast or dark and slow and moody or what, but it's but I'm liking it.
Good. So we're starting with a good aesthetic. Here's some of their songs. Oh, by the way, we can do their bio now because this is their entire bio. This is what it says on Spotify, what it says on YouTube. This seems to be like a motto of theirs. So here, Gary, every episode I read you their bio. Let me say it. Let me read it for you. This especially for those of you at home listening and not watching this on YouTube. You're going to want to hear their bio. And it reads like this: fucking around and finding out. That's it. That's the whole bio. I'll show you. It's on YouTube. I mean, Spotify. So here's the about the band. That's it. That's their whole bio. Fucking around and finding out.
But that one was more definitive on Spotify. It didn't have the ellipsis.
Oh yeah, no ... at the end. Just done. And as you can see from their Spotify, they certainly qualify for this show. They have 8 total songs ever released, all within about the last year. The most of which has been played 41,000 times on Spotify. We will listen to that song here in a little bit. So they certainly qualify. If I go to their YouTube page, none of these videos have more than 100,000. This one's been viewed 62,000 times. So we're getting up there. If we go to their TikTok, which for some reason they don't link to on their website. So let me open up TikTok here. ITTH band. So here's their TikTok. This is the only place where they get over the 100,000 mark, but that's okay because that's not how we judge based on who should be on this show. But one of their videos has been viewed quite a few times. Most of them on TikTok, though, are in the hundreds or, thousands. But they're all over TikTok. They're doing some stuff. And they've got YouTube videos for most of their songs. You want to hear some songs, Gary?
I do.
All right, so let's take a look at their discography, and we will start with their oldest song. Let me get this out of the way. There we go. And show all, scrolling all the way back to 2024 when they released Burn. Do they have a video for Burn? I think they do. Let's go see. All right, this is Burn by Inside the Trojan Horse. There you go. That's the first song ever released by Inside the Trojan Horse. If you're watching on YouTube or Spotify, you can see the video we have been watching, and anywhere you heard the song. Gary, your thoughts?
They are right up there with the anti groupies for me. And that was with their very first song. So I love it. Of course, this is the music that I listen to. You know, this is what is my main course now. Post screamo, I call it.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, he screams, but it's not.
It's not screamo. No,
He's actually really singing most of the song, right? The screams are to accent. They are the flourishes that really give the song its power from the vocal standpoint.
Yeah, I mean, I love it, and yes, the aesthetic is definitely a big plus too.
So for those of you listening only, what you can't tell yet about the Inside the Trojan Horse is that for the most part, they are masked. Black masks over the singer in that entire video. Now, the drummer and the guitarist didn't wear a mask in that video. In fact, I found two videos where you can see the faces of the drummer and the guitarist. But at some point, they start wearing masks as well, as we will see in some more videos. And I haven't found anywhere where they say the names of anybody in the band or who plays what instruments or any of that. Their entire bio is fucking around and finding out. And we will kind of see them do that in some more of their videos. But we won't see their faces other than in the first two songs that they've ever released.
Yeah, I mean the vocals sound familiar, but I can't put my finger on it. But I'm wondering if it might be a side project from someone else, and that's why they're keeping everything on the down low.
So,
but I guess we'll find out.
Yeah.
Oh, I bet they'll do the interview in masks.
All right, I'm on their Wikipedia page, Gary. Inside the Trojan Horse is an American hard rock trio. The band members have chosen to perform under the stage monikers No One, No Thing, Nobody, wearing faceless balaclava masks.
So it is a super group. So
they are. You are correct.
I am. Okay, good. Because I knew I'd heard that voice.
We'll be interviewing this band in a few days from tonight. So yeah, that was the first song, Burn by Inside the Trojan Horse. And we're going to explore some more. Let's see. What else do we want to listen to here? How many? It's good to see their videos. There was one that had, oh yeah, that was their most viewed on YouTube at 62,000 views for that song. But their next most on YouTube is Stay Alive, which I think over on Spotify.
So they've had 3 short releases, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
The next song we're going to listen to is Stay Alive. That's their most played song on Spotify. But yeah, let's go look closer at their discography and how they've released their songs. Burn, a single in 2024, followed by Savior, and How They Run, and Stay Alive, and Blood and Teeth, all in 2024. In this year, 2025, they released 3 songs at the same time, Dogs, 15, and Children.
Wow.
Yeah. That's it. That's all of it. That's their entire.
Yeah, but that's only a year's worth of work. That's pretty good. That's pretty impressive. I mean, and especially that they have videos for most of them and everything else. That they're definitely putting in the work.
All right. Next, we're going to check out Stay Alive. They're most viewed on Spotify, second most on YouTube. And this one features all 3 band members wearing masks. And I will warn you, I do have one problem with this video. I'm not going to tell you what it is. I'll let you try to guess what I don't like about this video. But for the most part, I love it. This is Stay Alive by Inside the Trojan Horse. All right, so the video is more of them gallivanting around what I think looks like either LA or Florida, and I've talked to the band now, so I'm pretty sure they're in LA. But they're just gallivanting around, all three of them wearing nice black suits, kind of like Reservoir Dogs style suits,
Hmm.
and wearing black masks with googly eyes.
And that's your problem, isn't it?
Can you have you figured out what my problem is with this video yet? Because it's none of the things I just mentioned.
Oh, okay. Um, Not really, no.
So I'm streaming
Because the googly eyes are mine. I was like, it just, I don't know. I like googly eyes, but it just became too much for
It
me.
added a silliness to their look that I don't know if it makes sense.
Actually,
but
it became,
funny.
it started silly and but then went creepy. But it
Oh,
was just,
creepy. I
yeah.
like the sunglasses over the googly eyes.
Yeah. Yeah. That was, that's probably why they were wearing them so they could divulge them later. But, I like just the flat mask with no eye holes.
Yeah.
That was a great look.
My only problem with this video is it seems like maybe they were doing it on purpose, or maybe they just don't have image stabilization on their camera or their video editing software because it was so shaky the whole time. And that was,
Well, the inside the car stuff, that was definitely on purpose, where it was like really exaggerated.
yeah.
But I don't know about the.
Like I'm gonna play it without sound just to get an idea of like, see how shaky this is of these
Yeah,
walking.
yeah. They don't have. They're not using a gimbal.
Right. There's
Super DIY. The big plus on that.
very DIY. Yeah.
But they should invest a couple of $100 in a good gimbal.
Well, and
And,
most video software does stabilization after the fact, but it's all throughout the video. Nothing seems stabilized whatsoever. It becomes a little manic. It's tough to watch from a video editor's standpoint, but the overall aesthetic and everything they're doing and the DIY-ness of it, I'm digging it.
Yeah, and that was kind of the same thing I had with the googly eyes. From a googly eye standpoint, it was too much googly eyes. But I like the song. First song I like better still. But
So Burn was a better song for you, just the music you were talking about?
yeah, it just hit me better. But once again, the suits and the masks work for me. The riffs work. Everything is it's complex in its simplicity, which is kind of the forefront of what I write and what I enjoy listening to.
We're going to check out one more video where I'm not going to play the entire thing. If you want to hear these entire songs, they are on the Band You've Never Heard Of complete playlist on Spotify. You can also just Google them, Spotify them, YouTube them. They're all over the place. They've got Instagram and Facebook and TikTok, but go to
binehopod.com.
Yeah, and click on the band page and go to their website. You can get them there. Their music's all over the place. This is not the place to listen to every second of every song. This is to get a taste. Now, in a few minutes, I am going to play a song in its entirety because it's my favorite song of theirs. But that will be the last one we feature. This is another video of them gallivanting around, this time on a scooter, a skateboard, and a bike. And the song is called Blood and Teeth.
When the hammer strikes the needle, we go down, yes we do. And your eyes find my libido. I go down, yes I do.
Blood and Teeth by Inside the Trojan Horse. If you're watching on YouTube, you saw the first half of the video. Everywhere, you heard the first half of the song. Gary, your thoughts?
I like this. This is my second favorite song now. Still Burn is number one. So there's three guys.
Yes.
There's the singer, the guitar player, and the drummer.
Uh-huh.
And I'm wondering if the singer is actually the bass player, or if they're looking for a bass player.
Oh. Yeah.
Or if what I mean, I know I think the guitar player is playing a 7-string, but the bass line is separate from the guitar line. So unless he is ridiculously good, that's probably not. He's probably not doing both at the same time.
This is why I do the show with you, buddy, because I was wondering the same thing. Is that the guitar making bass tones at the same time he's playing the guitar, or is there a separate bass track happening? And you're able to tell from listening to it that there's a separate bass track happening?
Definitely a separate bass track happening. Yes.
Cool.
But I mean, I'm just wondering if. If they're just doing, if this is just the way they are, because a lot of the bands we've played so far, the members switch off. They'll play bass on some, they'll play guitar on some, and on the recordings you can do anything you want to. I mean, but it's a little, but it was weird too. In that video, they had a cabinet set up for the bass. Over on the other
in the
side
part where they were in the woods?
Yeah.
Oh, let's go back and pull that up, because I did not pay attention enough to that. So, all right, we're in the woods. Yeah, I'm just going to let it play with no sound for a minute. So we got drums, big old guitar, singer. Was that the bass cabinet right there?
No, that's the guitar cabinet from him.
Okay.
And I think it's the next scene. It goes out, it comes back to the singer, and then goes down. And there it is.
Aha. Yeah, two cabinets. So that's not just two guitar cabinets for like.
It could be, but they're definitely going for that. The guitar cabinet on one side, the bass cabinet on the other, kind of thing. They're definitely trying to go for some symmetry. So it just brings the question, and it's a little more dramatic, I think, having him, because he's an excellent frontman. Possibly a little more dramatic having him sing instead of play bass. But if they don't have a bass player, it would, I think it would behoove them to get one, or to, I don't know.
Yeah. So put that on your list of questions, Gary, because we're doing them here in just a little bit. And so, we should. I had it all.
Yeah, the guitar player is definitely playing a 7-string. I mean, he can cover the bass, some of the bass tones, but it seemed like in at least the second song, it seemed like the bass line and the guitar line were actually working in a counterpoint, which is really, really difficult to do unless you're playing like a Chapman stick or something like that. But you could be playing it like that. I don't know. But
so I had these guys on my Bino Possibilities playlist for a few days, and I wasn't sure I wanted them on the show yet, or that I was going to be able to. But I emailed them after I listened to this next song, driving home, and it got me fucking pumped. I mean, I do love hard rock like this, but this one just like, yes, was my reaction to it. And I hope you love it as much as I do. I emailed the guys. They do have a contact us, an email address somewhere. I forget where I found it, but they responded. I do know one of them's name. His name is that's all I know. And so I can't wait to talk to and the rest of the guys. I did tell them that if you want to appear in masks, totally fine. I didn't tell them we might also appear in masks. I think we should do that. How are we going to do that? I don't know.
I have no idea.
But I do know this. This is the last song I'm going to play you before the interview. We will come back and talk about it a little bit. And then next up is the band Inside the Trojan Horse, right here on Bands You've Never Heard of. All right. Here is Dogs by Inside the Trojan Horse.
We're on a mission, so get out of the way. The dogs have lost control. Come off the chain. We're taking takers, so you know who to blame. When your mother wants to know who broke your You got a million little things you could say, but they'll never come out right. We're on a mission, walking shotgun face, half cocked and wild in the eye. In our condition, death by collision will be breaking by the morning. So save all your pity and save your city, 'cause we'll be taking more than your in the fire, and our hands behind us, bound and bled. We will march into the flame. Where we've come from, we will never return again. We're on a mission, so get out of the way. Forward, no control. We're taking takers, so remember the name. If we didn't say it before, the dogs of war. We're on a mission, so get out of the way. For we've no control. We're taking takers, so you know who to blame. In the fire, and our hands behind us, bound and bled. We will march into the flame. Where we've come from, we will never return again. In the fire, and our hands behind us, bound and bled. We will march into the flame. Where we've come from, we'll never return again. We're on a mission, so get out of the way. The dogs have lost control. We're taking takers, so remember the name. Now you know, yeah, now you know.
There's like a minute left of this video. I don't know what's going on in the video, but the song is over. So,
Interesting.
yeah. Your thoughts on Dogs by Inside the Trojan Horse?
All right, that one's my second favorite.
Second, it didn't
I
eclipse-
still still burn. I think, and I think it was because they were brand new a little bit to me, but I just like I don't know, that song just hit me just right. But this one's more rocking. This one's definitely the rocker.
If I was still in high school playing football and I needed a
To get pumped up.
song to
Yeah.
play on my headphones in the locker room right before going out to murder the other team, this is that song.
Oh, yeah.
It
Oh, yeah.
totally gets me pumped up. It gets my heart beating, which if you know anything about what I'm about to do, that's not good. But overall, that's fan-fucking-tastic. I love what this song does to me.
Yeah, and I think the first song reminded me, not just kind of stylistically, of my favorite screamo band, which was more post screamo than actual screamo, which was Thursday, and I think that brought that energy back into me, and I think that's why I like that one the best. This one is a little more of a rocker than an emo song, so that's going to appeal more to you because you like the rockers.
Yeah.
But once again, this number two, it's not like, oh, this sucked. I just like that. I just love that first song. I love Burn that much.
Nice. Well, they've got 4 other songs that we didn't touch, and we are not going to have time to touch in the first part of this episode. However, I do have the video for this song paused on the guitar player because he's definitely playing. That's a different guitar.
That's a telly. Yeah, that's a regular telly.
Is that the
He's got
exact
two
same,
tellies.
Is that the exact same guitar that Bobby used to play in our old band, Ice House Road?
Pretty much, yeah.
It
And it's
looks
also
exactly like that.
very
guitar.
similar to the one that Juan has. And I had one of those too that I never really enjoyed playing. So
Well, I kept seeing this guitar. I'm like, that's Bobby's guitar.
yeah,
I mean, the color scheme and everything.
the color and everything.
Exactly. Very cool. Well, that's what we think about Inside the Trojan Horse. That we're about to interview them, though. So we have questions. Gary's got some. I've got some. And hopefully they've got answers. I don't know. Are they going to be wide open with their answers, or are they going to play it close to the vest because they're just fucking around and finding out, or what? So what can we get out of Inside the Trojan Horse? That's what we'll find out.
What deep, dark secrets do they have?
We come back on Bands You've Never Heard of. Yes.
Took us a little minute to get here, but we're here.
Yes, you
Awesome.
are. Awesome.
And you're here, waiting in the wings. I like it. You guys are already here. Nice. How goes it?
Oh, like we would be late. So I'm glad to see that you're in the mask.
Yeah, I'm here. No one is here. We're here early today because I got a little mixed up on the 3-hour difference there. So, but we're here now again, ready to rock.
Oh, so you were there at 3 or at 2 o'clock this afternoon?
No, I was here at 5 o'clock this afternoon because I'm actually on the East Coast right now.
Oh, you
Oh.
are. So I made some assumptions based on some, what it looked like in some videos. I thought it looked like California.
It is I lived in California for 17 years.
Okay.
I relocated to the East Coast a couple of years ago. I got some property here and I'm real happy here. So don't go back to California too much, but I still do occasionally, when I need to.
Where'd you move to on the East Coast?
I live in Florida now.
Well, that's where one of the descriptions of the video was Florida. So I was telling JR, I said, well, one of the video descriptions was that they were in Florida. So
The horses, we've shot everything here in Florida. So we formed in LA, but when we started getting going with the band, it was out of here, out of Florida once I'd moved here. And this is kind of our home base here.
Nice. So how long has Inside the Trojan Horse been a thing?
Well, it's kind of a long story because it's been a band technically for about a year now, a little over a year now, but nothing and myself have been working together. We've known each other for about 20 years. We met each other. I came to California to start a band with John Five. He had left Manson, and we did a band called Loser on Island Def Jam. And we were actually at a Perfect Circle show there to talk to Jordy White from Manson to play bass and Josh Freese to play drums. And we ran into this record company girl from Virgin, not Nancy. Yeah, I can't remember her name, honestly, so long ago. And she was like, I got this guy that just got into town. And it was no one or nothing. Sorry. And we're like, he was over at the house living with John Five for the first 6 months or so when we were developing the band. I'd first gotten to LA, and he'd be over there every day working. And so we became fast friends, and we were roommates on tour, and he was kind of like my little brother. And we both went off our separate ways when the band broke up, and we're doing different bands. And when we were off, we'd come to my house in Laurel Canyon, and I started getting into Pro Tools. and we just write and record. And he'd come over, and I'd get him high and put him in this I had this 100 year. I lived in this 100-year-old house in Laurel Canyon in the Hollywood Hills for like 13 years. And I had this, everything was all this crazy woodwork from like, like, hey, smoke a doobie and make the craziest woodwork from the 70s you can imagine, in every room. So it sounded awesome. It was amazing. But I had the 70s bathroom that was giant. It was like, had these tiles, and it was just like, it was perfect. And I put him in there, and we built a little enclosure for his amp, and I'd run headphones and a talkback mic, and I'd give him a couple of bong loads or whatever back then, and send him in there, and I just go play, and we'd be talking, and I just be in my bedroom at the time recording, and he'd just go off, and I'd record everything, and then I'd stay up all night, and I'd just sit there and just create shit. And that's how the band kind of, over many years in between tours of him being in bands like Gemini Syndrome, and getting into a Theory of a Dead Man, and just all these different bands he's played with. I can't even remember right now. Filter, all these other bands. And then as I was doing bands South of Earth, Dead Girls Don't Lie, Jives Reunion, all these other things. In between, we'd get back together, and we'd just have these mind-blowing experiences, and we'd write these segments. And that's kind of what the first two EPs are about. The first one is a collection of the latter material, the best of it. And then the second EP, which is Dogs Origins, which is Dogs 15 and Children, it actually goes back to the beginning roots when I first, when I was like, I had no fucking idea what I was doing with Pro Tools. I had, like, somebody gave me a little Pro Tools thing. I was like, yeah, I'm the guy now. And dude, I'd be recording, and I'd lose a session, and I'd freak the fuck out. And I'd be like, okay, I'd have to go online. I'd like, how do I find my session? I had no idea session file backups was right in my folder. So I would fucking buy a $99 program to find the fucking artifacts of the program on the hard drive. It was crazy. But over time, I got better. And he started dabbling. He would come over, and I would be like, kind of like, I would get just stoned out of my brain, to be quite, for lack of a better term, and stay up all night. And I would just take his amazing riffs, because I was always telling him, you could be a great guitar player, because he's been a guitar player, bass player, touring always. He's schooled with the best guys, played in the great bands. And kind of over time, we kind of we're melding together into this new thing. And eventually, over the time, he started to get to Pro Tools, and he started to become a master at it. And he got better than me at recording guitars and bass. My thing is like drums and vocals. And now with Pat, or no one, or sorry, nobody. Let's get the names right. That's the tough part.
Nothing.
You know what I'm saying? Seeing is the hardest part.
Nothing, or no one, or nobody?
Yeah, nothing is a guitar player, nobody is a drummer, and no one is myself. So sometimes I forget who I am. See, it's because I put this mask on, and it changes the whole thing. It's like I spent my whole life finding out who I was, and just to deconstruct it with this fucking mask. You know what I'm saying? Who am I today? No one. No one. But to make a long story short, nothing in myself. We're just congealing in and out for years and years, and just becoming this thing. And eventually, it was just the right time to do it. And that's when we started, putting together the song, because we've got so many fucking songs recorded over those. It's like, we're talking about 16 years or 15 or 13. Wow. I can't even remember how many, of coming together in between tours, when we both are all, bam, at my house, bam, bam, writing these pieces. And that's what, like I said, the second EP is the collection that we feel are the most songs that have the most symmetry, and that coalesce the best from the first section of it was like 2011, to be quite honest. That was when we really first started coming together. And so it's really been almost a band, like, because a band like Jive that I was in for 10 years, and we, 2,500 shows, we lived together, in that van, or those vans. This isn't like a thing you put together, like it's happened, like the band we started in, kind of, in a sense. John Five and I found guys and, made that band. But this is more like we have this symbiotic relationship of it's been developed over years, and experiences, and brotherly battles on, just everything else you could ever imagine. So this band kind of, and then along with his idea of doing these characters, which is something I would have never have done, because, like I said, you spend your whole life building your own character and finding your own center. And your whole thing is like, I am me, therefore I am, da, da, da. And it's like, this just fucking strips it all away. And what happened when we shot the videos for the first 3 songs, they all came here, and I had locations. And the third, we shot one down in Tampa in a movie theater for Burn, no masks. Then we shot here at the house. We built a black set to do Savior. And then we went to a busted out abandoned shopping mall kind of near my house. And I mean, dead bats in the water, ceiling, and mold growing up the walls. It's so cool. So that was for How They Run. And then we are like, Charles's idea the whole time was to do these characters. And I was like, no, 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 no. And so so we shot the two videos, right? We shoot that where we go to, we set up for How They Run, and we're in the place, and we got, it's just dank and it looks cool with the lights and everything's just vibing. And so it's like, first take. And I put the mask on, and it's like, bam, as soon as I put the mask on, something changed that hadn't happened to me in probably since I was a kid. You know what I'm saying? It like something went click, and I was like, who the fuck is this guy? And it just became this thing. And as soon as he said, we were like, cut, we were done with the first take. I was like, fuck. And everybody's like, what is wrong? And I was like, dude, we got to reshoot the other videos. And everybody was already booked to go back. And I was like, so what we did is we compromised. I went back, nothing. I went back to Tampa and got called and got the room, and I shot with the mask and then shot.
So
the
that
mask
explains the video with them without the mask and you
exactly.
with.
Got it.
Exactly. Yeah. So it became a thing that wasn't going to be a thing, but then it took a life of itself, and I personally couldn't go back because it just felt hand in hand with everything that's going on. It just had more of a presence and more of a, I don't know. I've always approached things with a complete uncertainty of just whatever happens, happens, and just throw yourself into the fire and get burned or whatever. It doesn't matter. But this puts more of it's just a different thing after, you can only broke so many bones and have so many, self-induced scars until you finally just one day something else shifts you into this new thing. Not that the other thing's not there, because obviously I have a solo thing going, etc. I like it a lot, and I never thought I would. So a long story short, think I've been talking now for 3 or 4 minutes, but basically,
or 7, whatever,
7, 8, 9.
That's what we're here for, man.
That's how we came together.
That's what we're here for.
That's how we came together. That's back to the original question. That's how Nothing and I. That's how long it's been going on. That's how we came together. That's how it kind of congealed into what it is now.
So I found you guys from another band we featured on this show called The Reckless, and I was looking through their, people also listen to bands, looking for other bands that have relatively few plays on Spotify, that haven't hit the algorithms yet, and that we could feature, that had some personality, that was fun. And when I got to your videos, I'm like, okay, there's something really cool here. The music's great. These guys have a neat aesthetic. It's mysterious. Your bio, fucking around and finding out. I'm like, okay, I need to find out.
That is possibly the best bio we've ever had.
Yeah.
And that's high praise, because we judge every bio by one of the earliest ones we got, which was just, most of it was hyperbole, but it was so spot on.
Yeah.
It was the
this guy's a
wackiest
poet.
language you could imagine, and so bang on.
We've seen good bios.
Yeah,
Nice.
and we've seen some real shit bios too. But yours was obviously concise.
To a point. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, oh Jesus, that's the one right there.
I am also an active solo artist, and I have a new single coming out in a couple of weeks. And so I've got this whole other thing going. So I'm intermingling right now. So it's also sometimes my mind will slip and I just slide into, because I like the truth. I don't really fucking like to play games, to be quite honest, man. I like to get to the point in life. But this is fun, and this is nice, and this is lovely as far as the characters and everything, and I'm fucking 100% in it. So whatever we go, we go. I just want it to be real.
But this is a cool game, though. There are games,
Exactly.
and then there are games.
That's what I'm saying.
This is a game, and it is fucking awesome.
I love it.
But I recognize your voice. But also, I wanted to a question that hits on me really hard. Are you familiar with a band from the very late '90s called Thursday?
Yes, of course. Actually,
Yeah.
I hung out with that singer, I believe.
Okay, because a lot of your stuff really points me toward that was one of my favorite
Really?
post emo, post
Oh,
punk,
nice. Thanks.
post screamo band, and that it really points toward that. And and I was just like dying to ask you if you knew of them, or I mean, now that you actually know them, that it
I
even makes
believe I
more
met him.
sense.
I believe I met him at the Island Def Jam offices when I was in the band Loser. To be quite honest,
Oh, okay.
the A&R rep introduced me. He was there. He happened to be there as well. That's where I met him.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, so I wasn't freaking out. I was good. That's
Gary, man,
It's
connecting the deep cuts. That's amazing.
yeah.
Blown away right now. That's fucking cool.
There you go. I love it.
um, are you guys playing out at all as inside the Trojan Horse, or you just mentioned you're doing solo stuff and you're playing out, right? But what about the horses?
The horse right now is on a brief hold. We've got one guy that's having some serious health issues. That's why we're not all here. One guy's on tour because he's really active in a bunch of big bands. He's moved to Nashville and he does really well. So he's on tour right now with a band called Liam St. John. I think it's the name, Liam St. John. And one of our guys is having some serious health issues right now, but he's on the mend. So once we get a thumbs up from him, it's okay. We plan on starting to play out for sure. I had planned on already being playing out with them. Um, it was on the books, but we've got, you just can't plan for that kind of thing when somebody has that kind of issue and it's that heavy of a situation. Without saying too much, basically it's just a heavy situation, and we're once we get the thumbs up, man, we're right back in it because this band is nothing is felt as good as I mean, Jibe is a great band. Don't get me wrong, and Loser was a great band. I mean, all the bands have been great, but this has been brewing for a long time, and we've waited a long time, so nothing's going to stop this thing. It's just a matter of we're crawling along right now. We had a nice little burst through that first year. We cranked out all that music we got, and actually, honestly. Um, I'm sitting on like three brand new songs that for the band that nothing sends me music and I go through it and I just basically just pick one and have a live track and I just kind of cut live, and just start building from there and I'll have a song cranked out in a day or two. And I have three new ones that are like the next level for the band that I'm really, really excited about. I'm really, really can't wait. I can't wait to get the stuff,
we
tracked
are too, man.
tracked with nobody get him the drums going because he has his place in Nashville. He tracks the drums. And actually, nothing was living here close to me. He's actually headed back to San Antonio, where he's from. He's pretty set up there, so but he's got his studio. So we're able to just do everything. And then our mixing engineer is Evan, who Evan plays right now. He's out with Lacey Sternum. He plays guitar and is our musical director, and he's been mixing my solo stuff as well. He's a great guy, and he just has a really good ear, and he knows nothing's guitar tones and he knows my and bass and he knows my voice and he just knows how to put everything together. So we've got a good little system and we've like I said, we've been building this for a long time now. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's one of the most steady. It just feels like one of the strongest currents that I've had in my little sea of music, if you will. It's just got a vibe about it, and I'm pretty happy. So
It seems like this is more personal than before, than your other projects, as far as your connections with everybody. So
yeah.
that would make that. But speaking of guitar and bass, I mean, y'all are three piece, but there's decidedly four pieces on minimum on the record. When you do go on tour, are you going to add a bass player or what?
Eventually, we have plans on adding a bass player, which would
Mhm.
be he would be Nowhere. We
Nowhere.
just
Okay.
I was going to ask what the name was going to be.
we may first go out and do a couple of shows as a three-piece though, with because nothing tracks all the bass. He tracks all the guitars. He might just pump his bass through a bass rig. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Have us play with that. So it's just up to him, really, because I trust him with the music. He's the musical director, and I'm able to just focus on the like I told you, or not told you, but as I as I was reflecting earlier, in the beginning, it was me kind of like doing all the stuff. And as he became, I just was able to now I don't have to focus on music, in this band, I'm able to just focus completely on lyrics and melodies and vocals. And they come real easy, not all the time. Obviously there's battles, but it really, and these songs really have captured magic moments in my life where I was, you don't know what you're going through until you capture it, and then you listen to it back 5, 10 years later, or 3 years later, 6 months later, a week later,
Right.
it all changes. So it's been a great. This thing has really been a good documentary or a good a biography of the collective years of just telling stories. Some of the moments where I've, just in different cities and different experiences, you know how it goes, and it just captured them. So there's some of these songs are really powerful, really revealing.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, I was, JR puts a lot of bands in front of me, and I'm a pretty easy sell, but just simply because we've been together for 17 years now,
Nice.
and
Congratulations.
Thanks.
thanks, man,
Hell yeah.
and and
17's a good number too.
yeah, yeah, it is, and we've been playing together 17 years, and so we kind of know what each other likes.
Hmm.
And he doesn't try to sneak anything in on me. He kind of hits me with everything. But I mean, I was completely like floored with you guys because I was like, holy shit, we haven't had this yet. And that's where your music right now is where I am right now.
Wow.
And which changes from time,
Yeah, of
over time.
course.
But right, you met me in that intersection, and
He's in
and
his
it's
Linkin Park phase right now, or
yeah,
a year or two since they sort of reunited and
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Well,
Oh,
I've
yeah.
actually
reinvigorated.
kind of moved. I've kind of
Really?
moved past that a little bit, but yeah, because when Linkin Park came out with
Was that about a year ago now, right?
yeah, so
Yeah.
it's a little over a year with the new singer, and I really dug it, and
I've been hearing about her. People have been telling me for years to check out Dead Sarah, check out Dead Sarah. You'll like the singer, you
oh
like the
yeah.
singer, you like the singer. And I caught them little bits and pieces, but nothing really stuck at me because I was always in my own shit. You know what I'm saying?
Well, they didn't.
Until
They didn't
until she
have
got
this.
Lincoln Park, you
They didn't
know?
have the songwriting. I
Yeah, that's
mean,
probably what it was.
she
Yeah.
was a standout. She
Hmm.
really
Yeah,
was a
that's what
standout,
I
but
exactly.
they didn't have the songwriting. I mean, that's the thing. It was like, um, they had great songs, but there was nothing that really caught your soul.
Gotcha. Yeah,
And
yeah.
and that's what I got from you guys
I appreciate that.
was
Thank you.
was you really caught my soul,
Wow.
regardless of the genre or any of the other hoo-ha that people stick on us all the time. It caught me, and it doesn't hurt that's where I'm leaning right now. It's you're not gonna throw a jam band in front of me right now, and I'm gonna go, oh man, I'm now give me more notes,
Yeah, yeah, totally.
because that's not where I am.
We've all been
Uh,
there though.
you
I
go
knew
ahead with that.
I knew I wanted you on this show when I was driving home from work and Dogs was the next song on, and oh my God, when you scream Halo, it just, I mean, my foot hit the gas. Yeah, I drive a sports car, so that's not a thing for tickets and stuff. I didn't get one, but I I, I mean, it got my heart pumping, my blood flowing. I mean, I got home pumped up, and
Fuck yeah. I
that
love that. That's
yeah, dude,
awesome.
that song does it for me. And I was just today going back looking at some of the lyrics, and it struck me that there's some lyrics in that song as well as in Burn. Like in Burn, when you say, "And I'm waiting to get better with no disguise and no remorse," and in Dogs, I didn't write the quote down from Dogs, but I feel like both songs might even be personal, but also commentaries on what I'm reading into it anyway is like social media tendencies of people these days, the divided country we live in, how people in general are reacting when stupid shit happens, and there's plenty of that right now. Is that in your head as you're writing this, or is it more personal than that?
Honestly, when I write, and the reason that I write is because I don't think about it. I basically don't want to hear the music. until I drop it into into a session in Pro Tools, and I build a vocal track with my vocal chain, push record, I put my headphones on, and I listen to the track and I record in real time whatever comes to me first. And sometimes I'll write a piece. Sometimes it'll be over here a piece. Sometimes it'll be this whole section. Sometimes it'll be the whole fucking song. It just depends. And then I develop it from there, and the best songs I spend the least amount of time fucking with.
Wow. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So it's not what I'm reading into it is for me, right? It's what I get to
Mhm.
get out of this song, but it's not necessarily the same thing you were putting into the song.
Well, I think as an absorber, as a reflectionist, as somebody who takes in all the highs and the lows and the turbulence of a collective society and the what we might deem as the matrix, watching people get pulled in and pulled out and losing yourself and remembering yourself and going through the whole existential crisis of just the human condition and finding a center and a core and a structure to build from over and over and over again, have it pulled out from under you, seeing the ripples go in either direction over and over again, day after day. I just reflect what that moment calls for. I don't even try and get in the fucking way anymore. I've already played that game so many times that I don't need to control anything anymore. And that's what I liked about this whole thing is the deconstruction of the ego and the self. It's changed my life, honestly. Like becoming this character now has completely affected my life. It's changed my life for the better in many ways, many, many ways. Um, and that's what I love about the trueness of art and reflections. It's why I do it is because it's therapeutic, because I don't know what the fuck I'm writing. I'm just releasing, I'm reflecting, and like a vent pulls in the moment and out it comes. And what you get out of it is exactly what I get out of it. The best thing about a song is when I hear 10 different people that get 10 different things and they're all right. I love that shit.
That's cool as hell. Yeah. Uh, I have a more practical question for you. How long did it take you to find a mask that you could wear comfortably while singing and talking for long periods of time?
Let's see. Well, I've been doing this about a year now, so I'll let you know. I will let you know. I'll see if I can find one that might not kill me either on stage, though.
Right?
One that might suffocate me. Well, this thing, we've rehearsed in them, we've shot videos in them, many videos. It's once the sweat starts coming, and I sweat because I'm an active motherfucker and I got a fast metabolism that just wants to excrete, and get rid of the demons all the time because they're always trying to get up in me. And basically, the sweat starts to come down. You get eyes you can't see first, and then it goes through your
Ooh.
mouth and creates bubbles. You get waterboarded. So I have to have a stack of masks, towels, and a thing to clean my ears out of the water, changing my in-ears constantly between every couple songs, or I won't be able to hear because it's bubbles. And number two, I won't be able to breathe. It's
Oh, geez.
it's
So it's
basically
even worse than I thought.
Yeah.
it's one of those things that we haven't hit a full live show yet, so I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen, and it's just like every jive show and every live show I've ever been a part of. I don't know what the fuck, and that's what excites me. That's why I keep getting excited. I keep wanting to do it. I keep wanting to do it.
Well, if it don't excite you, they're not worth it anymore, right?
Exactly.
It becomes a job. It's a 9 to 5. You might as well be an
Mhm.
accountant.
Yeah, or masturbate. Yeah.
Oh, that's exciting. But then again, I'm old, so.
Hey, what is it? Huh? Old, young, they're all doing it. All the kids these days.
All those damn kids.
So your videos are often pretty serious, but I get the feeling that Dogs, that video is a little bit more silly, maybe with all of the old wedding footage from the 80s from VHS tapes, which,
Mhm.
I'm old enough that that's just what family videos looked like growing up. So that's not, a thing of the past for me. That's just how they looked like. But I was seriously just wondering, did you go out and like buy some stock footage to use for that, or is this from your like personal or familial collection, or what? Like, where did you get that footage?
Well, I moved out here to take care of my mother about 4.5 years ago. I didn't move out here. I came out here to take care of her, and came out here, ended up buying a house to take care of her, and she's passed away a couple of years ago. And basically, I found this VHS camera, and I found a bunch of VHS tapes of family, a lot of her weddings and family weddings and different events. And it just felt like, hey, let's shoot the whole video on this camera and then use these as it just happened. It was myself and nothing. And I think my girlfriend might have been in there and we were just sitting around the table talking and it just kind of fell out, you know?
Sweet.
Yeah.
I'm glad it's more personal. I'm glad it
It's
wasn't.
no, my mother's on there a lot. She's the one in the wedding dress and the blonde, you know, that I've
Awesome.
it's all over the place.
Awesome.
So it's really cool. It's actually pretty cool because all those people are probably deceased because most of my mother's and father's family sides are passed away from cancers and things of that nature and other things of that nature. So fortunately, I've been able to, I don't know if they'd agree, but I think they would, you know. So it's a family thing and it's out of love. It's not out of, you know, exposing them for anything. It's fun, you know. It's a great
Yeah.
time.
Oh, it was wonderful videos, man.
I love the
Thanks.
idea
Yeah.
that you're going for the look of like this must be the craziest family ever to have this your wedding band. What?
Yeah, exactly. I know it feels that way. That was,
And
yeah.
that was the key, man. It was just like, it's like, we were waiting for, well, they had the Saturday Night Live skit where the father of the bride was like, "Our band's getting back together to play for your wedding," and it was a thrash, punk thrash
Yeah,
band, and they completely destroyed the entire venue. But it gave out that same kind of vibe of,
nice.
oh, you guys, this is really cool because you got the horse
Hell yeah.
doing the music.
So I read on the Wikipedia that you went through a pretty horrific motorcycle crash a few years back.
I
Uh,
did.
and as a motorcyclist who has also been through a crash, I don't think it was as horrific as yours. Not that we need to compare.
No, one is enough to
No,
anyone.
I understand a little bit about, what that's like to go down on a bike. But have you made a complete recovery? Are you over that? Does it haunt you? Like, do you still ride? I have so many questions. Feel free to answer all or none of them.
Yeah, I'm pretty transparent at this stage of my life. I like to, you know, share when asked, only when asked. I don't have anything to say unless there's a reason to say it. And it's nice of you to ask. I honestly, no, I'll never fully recover that one because it was like it could have been dead kind of vibe. It was pretty hardcore. It crushed the whole left side of my shit. You know, internally there's anomaly on my lungs, whatever else. My hand was smashed, you know, a lot of things. Shoulders completely gone. I have bolts all over the place and plates and things up in here. But anyway, long story short, yeah, it still affects me. But I took on a regiment a few years back. I started to get into a mindset of I was going to stop paying corporations and big box stores and people to, you know, poison me slowly to death. So I started to get on this kind of natural kind of vibe, you know, and I kind of started empowering myself. And now here at the house, I work out every day and I kind of take care of myself. And for a long time, I had problems with my shoulders where I had limited range of motion. I had all kinds of fucking problems and all kinds of, but since I started working out every single morning for an hour in the gym every morning, the first thing I do, my fucking everything's fine, dude. You know what I'm saying? I had issues from jumping off buildings and jibe, you know, jumping off two-story building, you know, breaking my ankle, going and partying for 2 fucking days, getting to a X and then K hole, you know, just crazy shit, not taking care of my body. And somehow I've been fortunate enough to pull it all together. And that motorcycle crash was a thing that hit me like nothing else before. I'll be honest with you. It really fucked me up. It was pretty fucking like it left a stain on my soul. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It left a big old fucking skid mark right down the middle of it. And I'm getting there now, like, but you know, I mean, you got all this metal in you and shit, you know, it's like literally heavy metal here, you know what I'm saying? What are you gonna do? So it's like I just do the best I can. I'm fighting through like say fucking nothing can touch, you know, like anti-superhero, you know. Nothing can take an anti-superhero down because he's like, give a fuck. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it was a nice little segue from your comment on the heavy metal, because JR and I were actually debating this right before the thing, because in the Wikipedia article they, said the heavy metal band, inside the Trojan Horse,
Mhm.
and I am like, no, no, you guys are definitely not heavy metal.
Mhm.
Um, I mean, and I know how it is to, you want to reject all genres, but
and labels and
you labels and all that, because that's what has plagued the industry for forever. You know, since the especially since the subgenres started. But I see you as, and this is ridiculous, post screamo hard rock,
Okay.
post punk, post screamo. But what is your gut feeling about what type of music that y'all do?
Well,
I mean, would you welcome the heavy metal moniker?
it wouldn't bother me, but I don't think we're a heavy metal band. I think we're probably a hard rock band at heart because we're hard and we rock.
Hmm.
You
Yes, you
know,
do.
um, we have tones of progressiveness like a Tool, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Articulation and progressive, especially when you hear the new shit. Hint, hint. Um,
yeah.
I
We're
think
more than
that,
happy to debut that for you, buddy.
hey, that sounds good. Yeah. It's the thing about labels is they fucking suck, you know? I
Yes,
mean,
they do.
I
Yes,
mean,
they do.
they just do. I mean, I like everything that's good and makes me feel something that's right and real or wrong and real, depending on what my headspace is at that time. It's all about perspective in life, man. You know, that's why I love when 10 different people hear the song and they get 10 different things. It makes me feel alive because it's like, yes, I didn't realize that, or I did realize that, or now I'm realizing it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's perfect. It's symbiotic
Yes,
relationships.
we can definitely attest to that from our last record. So because that was what we got. That was the
Awesome.
feedback we got, was completely. I'm like, did you listen to the same record that we recorded? You know, it's like,
Exactly. Oh yeah, I've heard some crazy stuff because we've done a lot of press in this year, you know, all over the world, you know, done a lot of, you know, not massive magazine. Well, we've done a few that are pretty big, but you haven't done anything, Matt, because we're building from the
well,
ground
now
up. That
you're
was
here, so I mean,
well, regardless, I was painting a picture of how it's like get in the van kind of vibe. You know, that was the whole
mm,
thing with this band because we've taken so long. We didn't want to, we just want to inch along and do it. Some of our guys don't like to be as pressured and they want it to feel, you know, and we're all like that, honestly. But it's like, you know, with the pieces of this puzzle, we got to respect everybody's space because that's what makes it great that tripod, you know, of just, it's just kinetic fucking energy. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, nothing has that thing about like his guitar tones and his guitar, just his style. I've been a part of helping him develop that, not by being a great guitar player. I do play guitar, but not like him. My point is I've watched him grow from a kid getting in a band with John Five and getting a record deal right out of the gates, coming to Hollywood and being a part of that, and watched him grow into this. He's just a sick musician, you know. He just really has this fucking ear, and I've worked with a lot of people and it's, man,
and he's
it's
got the
pretty,
fingers, man.
he's
That's what really matters. He's got the fingers,
he understands rhythm and he understands tone. He's a fucking tone ninja. Like he's all over every fucking, he just understands it. I've never seen anything like it. Now, John Five, he can play you anything, badass, understands how to do all that shit. Great fucking guitar player, nothing to say bad about him. But nothing, there's something about it. Like it's like something's not right in his head, and it
it's personal,
literally,
man.
and it
Once
like
again,
comes out in his
I
guitar
think
and his face.
everything so far, everything that we've done, everything that you've talked about, everything that we've come back on, it points right back into, it's personal.
Yeah,
This is, and that's the irony. That, I mean, that's the huge irony of it, because of the masks and the characters. You got the characters and the mask for your most personal work, and
yeah.
I just, that it just, I mean, for me, that's the perfect irony.
That was the point, is to make it about the art, you know, once and for all. Strip down everything else, get the fuck out of the way and let it happen, which is exactly how I'd be a hypocrite if we weren't doing this, honestly, because that's how I approach writing, is get the fuck out of my own way and let it happen, you know? And
Yeah.
that's what this does. Deconstructs everything egocentric, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
So you guys are like 100% DIY, right?
100%. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. When you drop the next round of music, is that gonna drop with videos concurrently, or are you gonna drop just audio? Or it seems like you've had a history of, at least in the past few years, videos come out with the songs a lot of the time.
Yeah, we did that for the first five singles, which is EP1, which is called ITTH. That's the introduction to the band. And the second EP is called Origins, which came out together. And we only released one video for that, which is the dogs. But we had, various clips and things, as people do with reels and things that get passed, because that becomes part of the content, now that gets pushed around as reels. Everything's in 916 now, verticals. But we're still doing the horizontal videos as well because we feel like they have cinematic value and quality and they look great. So I can't tell you right now because we have another EP of songs, but the next phase we've got to get a health situation. Once that health situation, then he can finish his work on this because my work is at a point where I can't move any further on the song as I've done it's like if Tool worked on the music, got it all in the demo form, and then handed it off to Maynard. I'm just giving you relativity. Maynard blew it out of the water. I'm not jerking my own chain or anything. I've been doing this a long time, and I know when it's right and it's real. It's not even ego. It doesn't even fucking, there's no accolades or awards needed. Anyway, my point, getting back to the point, is I'm ready to pass it back to my guy so he can do his thing, and then it'll go off to drums, and then it'll come back and he'll do one more set of his stuff, lock it into the drums, probably retrack the bass, do all that. Then it'll come to me and I'll do my things, and then it goes to mix. So that's I'm just giving you the actual happenstance of how it happens. And basically I have three ready to go. They're the three next level things like it, and I happen to use Tool as a reference for a reason because we're definitely pushing out now. You know what I'm saying? We're not repeating. We don't repeat.
That's awesome. Gary mentioned earlier we'd love to world premiere one. We've done this for a couple other bands. Is that even seriously a possibility? Or
Of course. Yeah, definitely. That's always a possibility. Of course. Yeah, we got to stay tight. We got to stay connected, get all up in each other's business and whatnot. You know how it works on the interweb.
That's kind of our thing. And the reason that JR put this whole thing together was to, our motto is a rising tide floats all boats.
Oh yeah, we like it.
Yeah, so that's
thank you for making this happen, JR. We appreciate your insight to scrape the bottom of the bowl and find the guys rising up to the top there. Come on, we're those little turds making it a golden little baby. Come to me. It feels right. It starts to smells better up here too. Come on.
I mean, I'm benefiting more from this than anybody else because
we could be friends. For sure. We're different generations, but we would hang.
We're already hanging, so it's already begun. What are you talking about? We are.
Well, when you go on tour and you come up the coast, we got a place for you.
Where are you guys at again?
Charlottesville, Virginia.
All right. Well, I'm definitely going to be seeing you one way or another sooner than later. Probably more ways than one, and more. It's funny to say, which one will you see first?
Right. Yes.
And we'll know exactly who you are. At the time.
Like an Alfred Hitchcock show from the '60s, man.
We will definitely keep an eye out on your website, on the local scene, and when you play anywhere in the region, we will road trip it if we have to.
Yeah.
Head to the downtown mall and see you play at the Jefferson. Who knows, right?
Hell yeah.
Love to see you in Charlottesville. That would be amazing. And I was saying I benefit more than anybody from this show because I now have a playlist full of music from tons of different genres that like nobody else has heard of other than the people I've introduced it to. And like I have that honor to every day to help people find music they never would have found on their own. And so now your music will now be in that mix. It'll be part of this show. And if you want to send me a Dropbox with a song literally nobody else has ever heard before, we can drop that in this episode right here.
Does anybody notice? It happens all the time. Does anybody own this? I know it wasn't mine. Does anybody notice? It happens all the time. Does anybody own this? Does anybody notice? Does anybody own this? I know it wasn't mine. Does anybody notice? It happens all the time. Does anybody own this? I know it was. I know it wasn't mine.
That's awesome. We appreciate the support, definitely, 100%. And we appreciate you bringing these bands together. Thank you, man. I appreciate you so much.
So
We
this
do.
this episode will probably drop in a few weeks.
Oh, okay, cool.
I've
I
got
didn't know if we were live, honestly. I was
nope.
just I was suspecting it we weren't, but I want to make sure. Yeah.
We're recording ahead. I've got some heavy heart stuff happening pretty soon.
Oh, I'm
Yeah,
sorry to
we
hear that,
also
man.
have have some health stuff going on here.
Just a little
so-
triple bypass on
little
Tuesday.
triple
That's all.
bypass surgery on Tuesday. So our album drops Saturday. So
Nice.
so
Congratulations.
we're
What's
doing
it
that,
called?
and
What's the name of the album?
Plan B.
Plan B,
Yeah, from To Be Fair.
to be fair. Well, good luck with that, man, and congratulations
Thank
on
you.
getting that out. And
Yeah,
I'm sorry
thanks,
to
and-
hear once again that you're going through that health. I wish you all the luck and happiness, love, and healing.
I appreciate that. You were talking about working out every day and feeling better and healing
Mhm.
and all that.
Yeah.
I was told back in March I need triple bypass, and I said, well, I'm not doing it now. I weigh 315 pounds.
Mm.
I'm smoking. And I've got shit to do here, and so I'm gonna do that stuff while also I quit smoking that day. I've lost
Nice.
55 pounds since then. Still bringing
Congratulations.
it down.
Yes.
I'm not allowed to be like working out, according to the doctors
Mhm.
yet, but
Yeah.
but after the surgery, I will be running
Awesome.
again, exercising on a regular basis because I mean I've been through phases in my life where I've done that, and the difference physically, which then affects mentally, it's astounding.
It is. It's
so
everything. Yeah.
I'm
Everything is everything.
I'm so happy that you are feeling the way you do, going through the trauma you've been through. So,
Yes.
Oh, thank you. I used to be a raging, I wouldn't say, I was going to be abusive and say a megalomaniac, but I was never really a megalomaniac. I was just on a trip to go as far and as fast as I could. And everybody around me was like, go, go, go. Here, what
A
do you need to do?
hedonist.
And I was just, I was, people like Morrison know, I was getting compared to them in the press for many years in the 90s and stuff. And it became a thing, you start to become a character of yourself, and then you're not sleeping for days, you're jumping off things and breaking bones, and staying on tour. And, you're literally partying for 5, 6, 7 days in a row, ODing in places in different states, in Hollywood Hills for this tour and up in New York. And it's just, shit's just out of control. And I loved every minute of it. Don't get me wrong. It's fucking, it's made me who I am. And somehow I fucking survived. The people that, that led before me, most of them are fucking dead, man. You know what I'm saying? And I was fortunate enough to know some of them, and it's a shame when you have your power and we take it for granted, because that's what we do as human beings. It takes time to figure it out. They call it growing up, but it's not really growing up. It's just vibrating higher, evolving within the self, and having a moment of self-awareness, to take you to the next level. But it is good to take care of yourself, and it's never too late. I found it does it. If you believe, another thing that I'm really into now is projectionist manifestations, 369 rituals, deciding what I want in life and then saying it every day, 3 times a day, 3 times, 6 times, 9 times, saying like I have it. You don't say it like you want it or you need it. You say, I am, therefore I am. And it's fucking unreal. That, along with intermittent hypoxia, which is basically taking deep breaths and doing breath work and then letting it all out and holding it as long and that and then intermittent fasting. I do all these every single fucking day and it's changed. And then I also work out it's changed my fucking life. So I didn't
We're
die. So and now
we're
I'm
definitely
living.
going to hang out when you come out, man,
Cool.
for sure, because you and I parallel a little too much, actually.
There you go. We're interconnected. It's a fact. I've taken heavy duty things, many like thousands and thousands of times, hundred, just shit that I should be dead for. But I went and not particular salvia or like any of the mescaline or any of these things for tripping and stuff. You know, not the ecstasy, but the acids and the mushrooms and things. But the salvia in particular, when we first found it in 2003, and I took it, and it was 25x. It blew my mind, and I became part of the fabric universe. And what my point is what I realize is there's an Akashic record or there's a fabric that's always there and it's everything that always was, ever will be, or actually is now. And everything runs in parallels in our projection. Is what moves us in. And the way that you control your projection is by receiving sunlight, being grounded, proper nutrition, less baggage, and more vibration and more intuitiveness because you have to get out of your own way and let go. There's a lot of things. And I used to think I'd have to hide secrets, but I love revelation is my favorite thing. And I don't mean it biblically, but I do mean it biblically because we need new energy and we need new possibility. And I believe in sharing it all. If the door's open, I'm not here to sell anything, just sharing.
It's like kind of ironic that you are probably the biggest, most high profile musician we have had on this show, and you are going to remain unnamed on
Anonymous.
this show.
Yeah.
And
And that is
so
awesome.
I am absolutely going to blur that out. I'm going to bleep it out when we said it in the first half of the show before we brought you on.
Like you said, you wanted to get out of the game by playing the game, so
Exactly. Yeah.
and this is a wonderful, wonderful game.
Well, no one, right? You're no one.
I am no one.
No
And that
one?
answered your question. Sorry, earlier on the motorcycles. I'm not on two wheels. I'm not back on two wheels since I almost died, but I do have. I had what was a KTM 950 Adventure V twin, but it was completely murdered out with Line X flat black skin, and it looked like something out of Mad Max. And I was all black driving around LA, splitting lanes and jumping down in fucking ditches and stuff. And unfortunately, I was a target. I got hit really hard. Not my fault. But I got a KTM Brute. When I first got here, I got a KTM Brute Force 750 four-wheeler quad, and it's blown out. It's got the onboard computer that makes it fast, and it's got the that blows out the fuel injection. It's all jacked up and jacked out, and I had it. It's matching my what I called the Beast, my KTM, which is a beautiful, beautiful, stealthy looking fucking beast. And so now I have the four-wheel version, and I have a Polaris as well, like a nice Huntsman Sportsman edition, which is really cool. We have fun.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah. I mean, money may not be able to buy happiness, but it can buy four-wheelers. And have you ever met somebody on a four-wheeler that wasn't having a good time? Come on.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, that's right.
I want to do a proper outro here because I think we've come to the end of this. I am out of questions. You have blown away all expectations.
Thank you.
I had no idea what this was going to be. And whatever I thought it was going to be, it's 10 times better than that. So
Absolutely, 100%.
Thank you so much. I appreciate those kind words. Thank you, God. Thank you so much.
And we can't wait to possibly meet you on tour or
Yes.
or play with you or do
Yes.
anything. And we really are looking forward to debuting your new single.
Hell yeah. You guys are both awesome. It's great talking with you both and meeting you. Awesome.
so no one, thank you for being on Bands You've Never Heard of.
Hell yeah. And I look forward to checking out your band.
We'll hope to see you soon, man.
Take care, brothers.
So Gary, I don't know if you thought this or not, but we just did an entire episode with no one.
We did.
We had no one on this episode.
No one. But this episode, with no one, of Bands You've Never Heard of, is a production of Ranch Hand Records. That's www.ranchhandrecords.com.
Bands You've Never Heard of, or as we call it, Bino, is hosted by Gary Hawthorne and me, J.R. Stoffel.
Bino is written by J.R. and then reacted in real time by me, Gary.
All of the songs featured in this episode are Inside the Trojan Horse songs, and no one from Inside the Trojan Horse gave us permission to use those songs.
I was going to say all songs were used by no one's permission.
Exactly.
That's the perfect thing. Check out InsideTheTrojanHorse.com for more information on Inside the Trojan Horse.
Also, check out the official Beinho playlist, the bands you've never heard of, the complete playlist. It is on Spotify, and it has recently been updated with all the Inside the Trojan Horse songs, as well as every song from every band we've ever featured on this show. It is a fantastic, eclectic mix of music from all over the world at this point. And if you get on that and you don't find a song you love, I'd be shocked. So check out the playlist and let it become your soundtrack for your life.
You'd be shocked. I'd be pissed because people that are listening to this should actually appreciate music. And if you don't appreciate music, that's the only reason that you wouldn't like.
It would be kind of weird if you're
The
listening
Beinho
to the show,
playlist.
not appreciative of music. So
Yeah. But if you prefer video, you can go to youtube.com/@BeinhoPod.
yeah, this show, in case we didn't mention it, there's a video version of this show. For those of you just listening, you could watch us talk about this stuff and watch the videos and see no one.
You can see no one
You can see no one.
in live in the flesh.
That's right. Live in the mask.
Yes, in the flesh, in the mask, under the flesh, under the mask.
We assume there's flesh under the mask.
We assume that.
Yeah.
Because he was very live. He was very alive.
Yeah, so alive.
So alive.
If you want to get in
Amazing.
touch with us about anything, if you've got thoughts on No One or any other band or Inside the Trojan Horse or anything at all, or if you want us to feature a band, if you want to, let us know.
That's how we got to No One.
That's how we found No One, was from,
Yes.
from a band reaching out to us. One way to do that is to email us, bynhopod, BYNHOPOD, @gmail.com.
Or you can go right to the source, which is bynhopod.com, and contact us directly through there. That's how we got to No One, through The Reckless. And we look forward to seeing you all in a couple of weeks. I'm Gary.
I'm JR. Thank you so much for listening, everybody.
See y'all soon.
Peace out.